home of the brave. Welcome back to Football on Sticky Bleachers. We are here in Arizona. I am Cory.
I'm Bob, excited for this matchup between NFC West rivals. Big game here tonight, Cory.
Absolutely, Bob. This is actually a battle for first place in the NFC West in our simulations here, and Chandler Catanzaro going to get things started. So this is a big game for both of these teams tonight, Bob.
Absolutely. Both teams a little banged up on the offensive side of the ball, but two of the premier defenses in the NFL. So what a nice return here by Tyler Lockett there.
Yes.
Getting out past the 30 there to start off the game, Cory.
Showing some moves is Lockett, and here's Russell Wilson fresh off of injury in Sticky Bleachers world. So let's see how he does. They give it to him on his legs on the first play, and he's got a first down and much more. He's down inside the 40 to the 35, brought down just short of the 30-yard line of Arizona. So, Bob, clearly he has not lost a step coming off of injury.
It looks like those legs are working just fine, so there's something to be said for adrenaline. Oh, that's a nice pass to Doug Baldwin.
Oh, how about that arm, Bob?
Ooh, that arm has never been in trouble. Doug Baldwin, his safety blanket there, and touchdown quickly on 2 plays here for the Seattle Seahawks, and very impressive drive.
They have to be very happy with how things get started for them here. So we have a really, really solid return on special teams, a long rush by the quarterback Russell Wilson, and then a wide open Doug Baldwin pulls one in for the touchdown. Arizona in trouble.
Yep. Houska with the kickoff there. Nice kickoff, but even a nicer return there by Nelson for the Cardinals. And now the Carson Palmer and the Cardinals have some work to do here, Cory.
That's right. Playing from behind, they give it to their reliable running back Johnson, who makes a nice move. He's got a first down. He's across midfield, down to about the 43 of Seattle. So Arizona off to a good start offensively.
Yep, former UNI Panther there with a nice run up the middle. And
yes.
Carson Palmer taken to the air there. It looks like he's going to hit Michael Floyd there for the first down.
And he just avoided a sack, Bob. Just got the ball out of his hands. So he took a shot there. Let's see if it affects him. They're going to go back to the ground. Probably a smart play.
Carson, of course, left last week's game against the Jets early in the fourth quarter as they were blowing him out with a apparent hamstring injury, but reports said that it actually wasn't anything. They were just giving him some rest, so he looks fine today.
He certainly does, even after taking that hit. They go back to under center. He goes back to pass. He has plenty of time. He's going to Larry Fitzgerald, who was open, but that window closed pretty quickly there, Bob.
Well, I think that's a ball Larry Fitzgerald has to have. That's something he's done his entire career. But, man, this Seattle defense is bringing the pressure early.
Yes, but so far, Palmer has stayed clean. He's avoided the sack. He's taken a couple of hits, but he's stayed clean in the pocket.
That was a beautiful pitch there to David Johnson. And they get the first down there. So first and goal here for the Arizona Cardinals. Let's see what Palmer and the offense does.
Yep, so a workmanlike drive here by the Arizona offense, and there's Larry Fitzgerald open in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown.
Oh, reliable Larry Fitzgerald there. So Carson Palmer with a beautiful throw to Larry Fitzgerald in the back of the end zone. And they're a PAT away from tying this thing up, Cory.
And how many times have we said here on Sticky Bleachers, Carson Palmer to Larry Fitzgerald for a touchdown?
At least once today.
At least once today in our illustrious history.
Yes. And here's Tyler Lockett again. Oh, not as good of a return, but still gets it out to, what was that, just shy of the 20-yard line. So not as good as last time, but still.
Nope, let's see what we can do here, though. Russell Wilson deep to Graham. It's picked off.
And Tyler Mathau, the Honey Badger, with the interception there. So the nickel package in for Arizona, and it pays off. So let's see what the Arizona can do here.
This crowd in Phoenix is going crazy here, Bob, because on the first play, here's number 2 today, Bob. I'll let you take it this time.
Larry Fitzgerald, again, with the catch, and Carson Palmer with another nice throw. So, man, he's coming off that concussion and hamstring issue pretty well.
I would say so, and here's Chandler Catanzaro, busy so far here in this fourth quarter. So the Cardinals have shown that they can have a long drive and also a quick strike in this first quarter.
Yeah, so that was just a bad pass there by Russell Wilson for that interception. Heck, it seemed like he had some time in the end zone there, or in the backfield there, Cory.
Yes, he did have some time, but it was underthrown, it looked like, Bob, and that one's going to get picked off most of the time you throw that underthrown ball towards the middle of the field.
Yep, they always say that second time out is when the adrenaline starts to wear off a little bit, so A little mental miscue there, a rare one by Russell Wilson.
That's right, and here's another handoff to Rawls. So after losing 4, he gets maybe not quite back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and long, and into the shotgun goes Seattle. Russell Wilson's going to hold on to it. He's got plenty of time to throw. Can he find an open receiver? Jimmy Graham is open for the first down.
Well, if you're a Seattle fan, that's what you love to see. Jimmy Graham over the last 4 weeks has really been an integral part of this offense. So.
Yep, and
nice to see him.
If you're the defense, Bob, that's a hard play to cover for that long. Jimmy Graham is going to work himself open.
It is. Got to give the O-line for Seattle some credit there because Wilson had all day to throw, and I can't believe Jimmy Graham was wide open on the left side of the field there.
Right. Well, and 3rd down and long is not as scary if you know that you can get that much time. So the Arizona front 4 is going to have to generate some kind of push, or they're going to have to call some blitzes here to put some pressure on Russell Wilson.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like they're pretty safe in just playing the zone coverage here, letting the defensive line getting a little bit of a push, but keeping Russell Wilson contained, it seems like.
Ooh, that ball looked like it was tipped up and does fall incomplete. That was a dangerous tip drill, Bob.
Yep, and I'd like to thank our Papa John's HD camera there for that wonderful camera angle.
And here's Hushka for the field goal attempt on 4th and 8, and it is through and good. So 14
That
to
was
10.
a professional field goal there, Corey. He was a long, long ways away.
That was beautiful. 3 minutes to go here in the first half, and Arizona's going to get the ball here up by 4. Let's see if they try to run this clock out, Bob, or if they go aggressive and try to put some more points on the board.
Well, if I'm Arizona, I've got to stay aggressive here. I got to take some shots early down the field and at least get 1 first down so you can take some time off the clock here.
Well, how about this, Bob? Going deep down
go.
the field, across midfield. Larry Fitzgerald, he's dragging defenders down for a good 10 yards, Bob.
I think he gave Richard Sherman a piggyback ride there for a little bit.
Yes. Looked like it was fun. Here's Johnson.
Wow.
So they go conservative after a huge pass completion there, Bob. They're knocking on the door of field goal range already.
Yep, absolutely. And, well, that's a way to keep the clock moving here with the 2-minute warning coming up here. And another, wide open Larry Fitzgerald, but he can't bring it in. So 2 rare drops here by Larry.
Right.
To go along with 2 touchdowns, though.
Old, reliable hands, that's right. But let's see if they can pick up this first down. They're going to need probably 1 more first to get into field goal range. Up, Bob. I'll take this one if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Carson Palmer completes the touchdown pass to Larry Fitzgerald. That is their 3rd today, making it 20-10 extra point incoming, Bob.
Now we can say we've said it a number of times.
Yeah, that's right. In our long Sticky Bleachers history of covering Seattle-Arizona games of close to 10 solid minutes of football here, Bob.
It's been a good 2-year tradition here that we've had. So.
That's right. Here's Tyler Lockett again, and let's see if Seattle has enough time left on the clock to set anything up, or if they just go conservative and try to get into the locker room.
Well, I think it kind of goes without saying. You got your timeouts left. You have to take some shots down the field because you can't go in down 11 points here.
Oh, and he had Doug Baldwin wide open, nobody in the neighborhood, but I think he got a little too excited and overthrew him there. That was a big opportunity missed, and they're going to try again.
I think that's a ball Dougie Fresh has to get there. Just off the tip of his fingers there.
Yeah, he just missed the dive. Now, that's a pass that Larry Fitzgerald pulled down on the last drive, but unfortunately not able to pull it down are these receivers.
Threw into some tough coverage there. Credit to the Arizona defense for sticking on the man.
Yep, there you go. And with 15 seconds left, we have a booming punt. Let's see what kind of return they set up. The half is going to end on this play. And, oh boy, a little wrestling match there, Bob. So it takes us to halftime, 21-10. Let's take a look around the league, Bob. This was from Thursday night, Green Bay and Chicago. Look here in the second quarter, an ugly injury to star running back Eddie Lacy.
Last thing the Packers need.
Yeah, absolutely, Bob. So they're going to be without Lacy, but they do go on to win in blowout fashion, 42-20 over Chicago. A game we had here on Sticky Bleachers. Look, Larry Donnell looking good for the Giants, coming back from that nasty injury he had. And let's see how they fare against the Rams. No problem. Good to have him back, 35-12 over the Rams. So, big trouble for LA in their first year in the city. Now here is Falcons-Chargers, and in the first quarter, Bob, it's been a story of injuries this week. Devontae Freeman, who's been...
It's a tough league.
Yeah, blowing up defenses last year, not doing so well this year, but Atlanta will still go on to win 29-24 over San Diego. So let's see how well they do without Devontae Freeman. But let's bring it back here to this game, Bob. What can the Seahawks do to get back in this game in the second half?
Well, obviously, they have to score more points, but you got to be a little worried if you're a Seahawks fan here of Richard Sherman and this, Legion of Boom defense. Last week versus Atlanta, they gave up a ton of yards and points to Julio Jones and the Atlanta Falcons. So they have to regain that confidence they had because they're definitely not playing like that Super Bowl team of a couple years ago.
Right you are, Bob, and somebody is going to have to get on Larry Fitzgerald here. In halftime, let us have a quick shout-out to Tech Monster, programmer of this patch that we use to simulate our games. You can find out more about that patch and more over at techmobile.org. Bob, let's get the second half started in style.
Oh, Nelson has a pretty nice return there, just past the 20, so let's see what the Cardinals do here, if they're trying to eat the clock here and get this game over with, or if they're going to stay aggressive, Cory.
Right, and I think that was part of their play calling there. This ball's tipped up, and that's going to fall out of bounds. Another dangerous play there, but I think that went into their play calling. They knew they were going to get the ball to start the second half here, so they could be a little conservative at the end, not try to set up the big return on that punt.
Oh, and he had a wide open receiver down the field, and he just overthrew him there. So Carson Palmer coming out a little hot here in the second half.
Right you are, Bob. He's a little amped up, but he's got a lead. So this one's complete to Floyd right up the middle on the route, and look at this. He is evading tacklers and finally is brought down at about the 32.
I think that was Earl Thomas that did about 2 backflips there after the play.
Yeah, it looks like he's okay. He got up and walked out under his own power. Johnson,
takes a lot to knock him out.
Yeah, they go back to the ground here after the huge pickup. Maybe trying to take some of the time off this clock, Bob.
Absolutely. This is David Johnson territory. As you can see, he's just dragging defenders towards the first down there.
Wow, he is a bulldozer in this game, Bob, and he has been all season. Here he is again. Let's see if we can pick the first down. He will be close. Yes, they do call it a first down.
Then give it to him, and you can see Pete Carroll on the sideline. He is just livid, chomping on that gum like there's no tomorrow.
That's right. We haven't seen him that angry since his days at USC. And, oh, Bob, that could have been number 4, but there was good coverage there in the corner of the end zone.
Absolutely. The old ninth inning nacho there for Larry Fitzgerald.
Let's see if he can pick one up. Oh, this one is picked off.
And a rare mistake here by Carson Palmer and the Arizona Cardinals today. And there again, there's that Seattle defense coming through when it needs to. Let's see if their offense can put some points on the board.
There you go. That's the way to get back into this game. The turnover, let's see what they can generate from it. This is Rawls. Oh, no, this is not what they want.
Already depleted backfield for Seattle, and that's the last thing you want to see is Rawls coming out of the game. So looks like we're going to have a substitution here.
Yeah, they're going to have to get deeper, as you said, deeper into that bench. And so let's see if they have to rely more on Wilson. They'll start out of the shotgun with Wilson. He will go to the air, gets it just out of the fingertips, and it's going to fall incomplete. So let's see if this Arizona defense, Bob, can really capitalize on the depleted backfield here for Seattle.
I'm a little surprised, too, that Seattle isn't going to what worked in the first series here. A play action for Russell Wilson. He rolled out, and he ran for a good 30, 40 yards there. But he hasn't really done much since, so I don't know if those legs are still bothering him a little bit.
Yes, now he did have a nice completion there on an ill-advised throw across his body, and here's another completion, another great one here, and Doug Baldwin will be inside the 5. So a couple of big completions, Seattle showing, hey, maybe we can do this without a running back.
Absolutely. This is Russell Wilson's team, so I'd expect him. Man, Christy Michaels takes his time to get into the end zone there. But
Yep.
He does. Wow. Look like Jerome Bettis out there just chugging along.
They call that patience, Bob. If you know how to brand it, that's called having good patience as a running back.
There you go. It's still 7 points, and
exactly what
we
they
got
need.
ourselves a football game here.
Right, Bob. They are right back in this game, down by just 4 here, and we're going to be heading into the fourth quarter after this return, likely. So just a one-possession game. It's all about what the defenses can do. Wow, look at those moves
Look at
from
that.
Nelson. Wow.
I initially thought maybe he should have taken a knee there, but that was a heck of a return there by Nelson. Gives Carson Palmer and the Cardinals some great field position to start.
Yes, and this is going to help them big time here to win that field position battle. So even if they don't get the points here, they are looking to maybe pin Seattle back to start the fourth. But we have a fumble.
Defense.
It's recovered, picked up by the Seahawks. Tony McDaniel, he's going. Nobody's going to catch him, Bob.
Oh, and there we go. Seattle with the touchdown on the fumble of Carson Palmer. That defense is showing up for the second half at least, Cory.
There you go, Bob. So after leaving Larry Fitzgerald open for a couple of wide open touchdowns, the defense cranking down with a couple of turnovers and 2 touchdowns off turnovers, the second one in return fashion. And as we go to the fourth quarter, who'd have thunk it, Bob? Down by 11 going into halftime. Seattle is up by 3.
Yep, Carson Palmer has some work to do, so looks like they're going to have to strike first. They can't afford to take too much time off the clock here.
Right. Now, returner Nelson, Bob, definitely he has done his job for Arizona consistently today.
Absolutely. Michael Floyd with a nice catch over the middle, and he's going to get a first down. And they're going to have to keep hurrying it up here. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. Not too much time to get down the field.
Yep, so they're going to go for the field goal to tie or the touchdown maybe to take the lead here. 4 minutes, so they're looking at the clock and the scoreboard, Bob. A lot to manage.
Yep. I think they called that David Johnson pitch there just to keep the defense a little honest. You don't want these ball hawks on the defense to get eyes locked on the quarterback here.
Right you are, Bob. It's not quite panic time yet. Just under 4 minutes to go. There's a completion to Bennett, so he gets open down the field, and that's what Arizona needs.
Yep, Fitzgerald with a nice catch there and first down, and I think we're in field goal territory here for Castanaro.
Oh, yes, so they're setting up to maybe have a game-tying kick or have scored that touchdown to take the lead here and not leave much time left over for Russell Wilson, who has been dangerous in the second half.
That was a great move there by David Johnson. I think he shrugged off, 2 or 3 defenders there.
That's right, and stayed in bounds to keep that clock rolling. And here's David Johnson again, who's been the workhorse, and he's going to stay in bounds all the way to the end zone, Bob.
When the Cardinals respond, David Johnson with the touchdown reception from Carson Palmer. Beautiful move there. That was his drive. And now the Cardinals have a chance to go up by 4 here, putting some pressure on Seattle.
Yep, but they have left a pretty sizable chunk of time on the clock. So one disadvantage to that drive, though, is they had the quick strike pass and a couple of long runs left, just under 3 minutes left to go here for Seattle. So if they can generate something, they can make some noise.
Yeah, I think, though, if you're an Arizona fan or if you're on the sidelines there, you'd rather leave it on your defense here to protect against the touchdown here.
All right, well, there's the defense not protecting against the long, wide-open pass. Now, if he had hit him in stride, Bob, that would be a touchdown. He'd still be running.
Yep, and forces Seattle to take a timeout here, and we are just under the 2-minute warning. And a wide open Doug Baldwin. Oh. You cannot have that, Corey. You cannot be a championship team and let the guy get past you.
And that ball was in the air, Bob, for a good 45 or 50 yards, and it hits Baldwin in stride just inside the 5-yard line, and he dances into the end zone for the Seahawks to take the lead here in the final 2 minutes of this game.
And we have a kind of a similar situation that the Cardinals were just in. A lot of time left on by Seattle there in that quick strike.
That's right.
Only down by 3.
Right, and it's right. Arizona has the advantage of being down by 3 here, so the field goal still on the table to tie this game and take it to overtime.
What a great Sunday night game we have here. David Johnson with the run, juking and jiving, throwing Earl Thomas again, and it looks like Cardinals are going to take their first time out here.
There we
with
go.
1:05 left to go in this game.
Can't take him with you.
Nope, you cannot. They don't carry over. Carson Palmer needs to make a big throw. He's got Larry Fitzgerald down the sideline.
He does make the catch.
He gets him. He can run down to he gets down to the 20-yard line. So I thought for a second there he was going to be able to take that to the house.
Boy, almost, Bob, but 35 seconds to go. They are definitely within Canzaro's field goal range. So now they just have to protect this football.
They got to dump it down there right to Michael Floyd. Michael Floyd's going to get into the end zone.
Wow.
And you can just see the look of devastation on the Seattle defense. They cannot believe what just happened.
And Floyd made 2 defenders miss. I know open field tackles are not the easiest thing in the world, but he just made those guys completely whiff. 2 defenders just slid right off of him, Bob.
Well, almost looked like a blown coverage there because Floyd was just wide open. They're waiting as a little safety valve, and the last thing you want to do is give up the first down.
Yep, and
when you're down by 3.
Yeah, and they do not go for the pitch play. They don't go for the pitcherino. The game's going to end 35-31. Let's take a look around the league here, Bob. Buffalo is up here in the AFC East. Look at that, 6-1. New England only 4-3. Sorry, 6-1. And here is the AFC North. Cincinnati 6-1 over Baltimore. Down to the South, another surprise leader, Jacksonville 5-1. Look at that. Indianapolis only 2-5. Let's go out to the AFC West. A very close battle between KC, Oakland, and Denver, and even San Diego not totally out of it here in Week 7. Let's go over to the NFC, starting in the East, Philadelphia and New York, a battle for first place there. Chicago, even with the loss, is still ahead in the North at 5-2. Over to the NFC South, Carolina, New Orleans. Carolina just ahead on points, Bob, so they are tied. And I don't know who holds the tiebreaker there, but out to the West finally, the Arizona, with this win, takes the lead here in the West at 5-2. Seattle nipping at their heels. Bob, what did you see in this ball game?
Well, I think we all thought it would be a defensive back and forth here. So to see a 35-31 score is a bit surprising, but both defenses didn't show up today, and it was just a battle of O's, if you will. And Carson Palmer connecting with Larry Fitzgerald 3 times for touchdowns. Larry with 211 receiving yards. Doug Baldwin not far behind with 158. I can't really even look at one play. It was kind of just a back and forth. It was one of those games, whoever scores last is going to win kind of thing. So
right, especially that
exactly
fourth quarter, Bob. We had touchdown, right back and forth. Good to see Larry Fitzgerald joining the 200 club, and the Cardinals were able to overcome those 2 turnovers early in the second half to come back and win here in the fourth quarter to send these fans home happy. Well, that's going to do it for us here this week on Sticky Bleachers. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. Give us the thumbs up. Give us those likes. Leave us a comment. We always love to hear from you. For now, I am Cory, signing off.
I'm Bob. We'll see you next week.